From California, Mr. Issa for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The testimony today obviously is concerning. I want to touch on a few points and then ask a couple of short questions. I wish I had more time. I grew up in a Jewish neighborhood. I grew up at a time in which there were wars between Arabs and Jews in the region. Those wars have ended. When this war began, I was in Bahrain, a country that has signed diplomatic relations with Israel. They didn't do it because the Palestinians were being treated well or ill-treated. They did it because, in fact, Israel is a partner they wanted to have against Iran. I'm going to say here today, and the protesters who have all been escorted out probably don't understand, but they are playing into the hands of Iran. They are playing into the hands of the last major nation to be not just anti-Semitic, but wanting to destroy the state of Israel, and doing it in no small part by funding activities around places, including college campuses. So I'm going to agree partially with Ms. Burdett. Yes, we need to fully fund, but we need to fully fund investigations into the funding that goes to anti-Semitism, into a pattern that we see here today. I want to say to all of you who, both Young Americans for Freedom and non-YAF members, thank you for standing up to be conservatives on campus and taking it. But particularly to Ms. Cyberstein, I have a question for you. You know the history of the Holocaust. You know that before that terrible time and the mass murders, in fact, Jews had ducked their heads. They had been forced to reduce or deny who they were. Do you see that as a young Jew? Do you see that as a pattern that today we are at risk if we don't use the full power of civil rights to protect the right of people to have their religion, be proud of it, and be proud of all that goes with it?
Thank you for your question. The history of the Jewish people is one of constant oppression and fear for our lives and for being persecuted for who we are. And as I've mentioned, my grandfather experienced this throughout his life and most prominently in his childhood during the Holocaust and his suffering in Auschwitz. But we are seeing it very prevalent, especially on college campuses today. And I never thought twice about putting on my Jewish star every day, about opening my computer with my Hebrew keyboard in class. But today, I do think twice about that, and the thought of being persecuted for who I am, being looked at differently, and being discriminated against crosses my mind multiple times a day. And I do see a positive path forward for us. I think that we are resilient, we are perseverant, and we will not stop shouting out and voicing our concerns and voicing our fear until it is dealt with. And I really do appreciate you all considering this today.
Mr. Marcus, are you concerned that this movement is not just pro-Palestinian or just anti-Semitic, but in fact massive amounts of dollars and support, not just here but globally, is in fact being spent coming from the very country who paid for the 5,000, now 10,000 plus rockets that have fallen on Israel, that paid for those weapons, and that continues to be virtually the sole funder of attempts to destabilize Israel and, in fact, led to the murder of more than 2,000 Israelis?
Thank you, Congressman Issa, for your question, and it is well put. Yes, indeed, what we're seeing today, especially post-October 7, is not just harassment of Jewish students, although we're seeing that, and it certainly isn't just support of Palestine, which in and of itself is simply a political view. What we're seeing is a lethal hatred which may be supported by funds from other countries. And to that extent, I believe we need to know, first, are colleges making the disclosures that are required by law? And if not, are there appropriate sanctions being brought on them? Second, we need to know if funds are being brought in from abroad, what is the impact, not just on these groups, but on university curricula, personnel, and other decision-making.
Well, and you have our pledge, and my pledge particularly, to the two-pronged approach. Combat anti-Semitism using the power of this committee, and particularly civil rights, and look into and root out the continued foreign influence that may affect, not just here, but around the world, anti-Semitism and anti-Israel. Mr. Chairman, thank you for your indulgence. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. The chair now recognizes the ranking member from New York, Mr. Nadler, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr.